Okay, so this is it. I have beaten Starfield. It's over. It's finito. It's finished. There's no more. Okay, well, there's a lot more, but I'm done with Starfield, and I think I'm ready to talk about it properly now. This is probably my final review or my final impressions. I have played 120 hours of this game, maybe more. Steam says I played 140, but we all know that's a lie. I leave Steam running all the time. So, here I am. Do I like Starfield? Yes. Do I think it's great? Maybe. Sometimes. It depends on what part of Starfield we're talking about. This is going to be spoiler free up until I say that there's going to be spoilers. So, be warned. For right now, I'm going to try and avoid spoilers. And when I am not avoiding spoilers, you're going to see it, okay? Freaking nerd. Like, there's going to be big ol' warning, nerd. Okay. So here we go. 120 hours of Starfield. What did I think? Did I like Starfield? After that many hours of gameplay? Probably, because it's a long time to play a game you hate, okay? Some guy on TikTok was like, don't play it if you hate it so much. I'm just like, I don't hate it. I kind of like this game. It's just got some flaws, okay? I have played Starfield all the way through, and I've documented certain periods of hours that I've played this game. I did 20 hours, then I did 60 hours, and now I'm doing 120 hours. And welcome to that review. If you'd like to see my impressions before this and capture what you're going to be thinking right around the 20-hour mark or the 60-hour mark, you can go back and watch those videos. But if you want to know what it's going to be like 100 hours later, this is the video for you. Here I am. Wow. I want to open with things I don't like about Starfield because I want to get that out of my system right now. Let's do it. Things I don't like about Starfield. Go. Oh my god. Number 1. Shit travel. It sounds like I'm saying shit travel. Ship travel. That is a trash fire and it still sucks. 100 hours later, I've done more than 100 grav jumps and traveling to different planets and flying around in space battles and all that. The space battles are awesome, and flying the ship around feels awesome. Why doesn't it feel good to travel between planets? I don't know. Take it up with Bethesda. Or take it up with me. It's because you can't fly to other planets. You're in one planet, and you're flying around its orbit, and that's it. You have to open a menu and fast travel to the other planet that's in the same solar system to get there. You can't fly around the whole solar system and check everything out. I know that that's unreasonable, but okay, it's not unreasonable. People are saying it's unreasonable. I see you in the comments. They're like, you can't do that shit. But guess what? You can. No Man's Sky does it, and it's great. Right now, it feels like shit, and I've said that. Listen to me say it in my 20-hour review. Traveling is really annoying and intrusive. Boom. Listen to me say it in my 60-hour review. Ship travel. That shit is the worst, and it still is. Boom. It sucks. Anyways, we're going to fix that. Modders, I see you. I've said this in every review, but you guys got this. I know you do. I see you working away right there. You're doing God's work. I love you. We love you. Keep it up. Number 2, the New Game Plus system was really hype. It's super hype. When you finish the game, it's a great game. But the New Game Plus system that everyone was like, oh wow, it's got New Game Plus. This is awesome. A new territory for Bethesda games. Well, I think my biggest issue with that right now is that it's very repetitive and just a warning, I don't think this is a spoiler. I don't consider it one. But a lot of the things that you have, or you've accumulated, they're not kept in New Game Plus. You lose a lot of things. If you spent hours base building and then you got to the end of the game, odds are you're going to lose all of that base you built. It's just gone. I don't know why they chose to do it this way. I mean, from a lore standpoint, it kind of makes sense. But from a gameplay standpoint, all that investment of time you put in, even into collecting things, it's all erased. And I don't like that. It sucks. It's the worst. It feels bad, man. Like, I spent a lot of time making Graham's Mineral Emporium, and I had all these mining things and put effort into the decor a little bit. That's gone now. Graham's Mining Emporium is erased. It doesn't exist, and I'm sad. And I built this really cool ship. It was like a C-class ship. That's like good stuff. You know about the C-class ship. You got A, B, C. C's good. Usually when you get a grade of C in school, you're doing something wrong. But when you get a C grade in, shipbuilding, doing good shit. I don't know why it works like that, but here we are. Okay, well, I mean, not here we are. It's gone. It's erased. It doesn't exist anymore. Thank you, New Game Plus. You ruined my life and all my progress. I did save before I did it, but, like, why would I want to go back in time now? That sucks. Screw that. I'm not loading an old save and playing from there. That's a waste of time. Do I dislike anything else? No. Okay, I don't dislike anything else. Those are my 2 dislikes. And that's 100 hours later. There's 2 things that I absolutely hate. But then everything else is amazing. And that's why I hate them so much. This game does so much well. This is a great Bethesda game. With some really flawed flaws, okay? Like, Skyrim didn't have these complaints. I didn't play Skyrim and go, man, I really hate that I have to fast travel everywhere. Because you do. You don't want to run around and go to each quest marker. But I like having options, okay? I like choices. I like the choice of not fast traveling, okay? So, let's get into things I like. Hey, people that like this game, this is where you're going to want to listen up. Because I know you guys have selective hearing. You don't like hearing things that are complaints. But here are the things that aren't complaints. So this is your section of the video. This is where you don't get mad at me, okay? Things I like about Starfield. Let's go. Customization. It's great. Customizing all the weapons in all the different ways. There's so many ways you can do that. And as you level it up, it explodes. There's so many more options for each gun, each piece of armor. Like, it's incredible. There is a skin section where you can add, like, new skins, but there aren't any. I pre-ordered the game, so I have, like, some skins for, like, 3 things, but there isn't really a big selection. I kind of want, like, the Call of Duty, like, where it's like, duh, 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 and then you, like, level up and you get, like, acid rain skin or something, or, like, neon red cool dragon skin. Like, I want those, but in Starfield, and I think that's coming, but I guess I'm being impatient. Hi, Bethesda. I'm another impatient player. Sup? When's Elder Scrolls 6 coming out, you freaking nerds? I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait for anything. Customizing the ship is great. It's so robust. There's so many options. I put on this, like, auto turret thing, too, which I figured out is connected to a perk. So it doesn't work, but, like, there's a million options for that, too. There's also these, like, options for smuggled goods. You can, like, pass through a contraband scan. It, like, helps you do that. I still haven't figured out how it works, but that's a thing you can also do. There's a million options for your ship. Build to your heart's content. Just don't play New Game Plus because it's gonna freaking disappear all your effort. Other things I like. Gunplay is still great. We're 100 hours into this and I still get satisfaction out of blasting people with shotguns and pistols and everything. I gotta say that shooting people with my little revolver, they just whip it out and bang, 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 bang. It's freaking the best. It still is. It's great. The story is some of the best shit ever. Like, even the ending, like, I was getting emotional, which when Bethesda games typically end, I don't get emotional. I'm like, that's the end. Wow. Okay, it's over now. But there's this point where I knew that the game was ending and I didn't have much of a choice not to move forward. I did everything in my ability to keep busy before I ended the game, and I was doing that to avoid the ending because I was getting emotional about it. And when I ended it, I had a heavy heart. I felt things. The ending is emotional and impactful and awesome, and I just want you to experience that dread, that fear, that excitement that comes with the ending and the game itself. Playing through the game is great. It feels great. They locked in truly what playing a Bethesda game feels like, and they've created a troupe of people and friends, I guess, that you surround yourself with in the game that have the same energy that every Bethesda player does when they boot up a Bethesda game. They're all about exploration and finding new information and new things. It's so cool to have a story that plays along with those people that are so curious, just like me, and I liked it. And it's well written. Good job, Bethesda. You come a long way. We're here now. We did it. I love you. The ship battles, I think, as you start leveling up, get really interesting. There's a lot more happening. I am more powerful and I have a more powerful ship, but the enemies are also very challenging, and there's a lot more of them now. So, it's more difficult. I have to kind of think more about what I'm doing and what parts I'm using, where I'm putting my energy, my fuel into the ship. It's dynamic and it's cool, and I'm excited for DLC or mods to come out where I'm flying this ship and battling things that are part of these little experiences that people make. I'm excited about it. I want to blast more things out of the sky. It's a good time. Planet exploration, there's some cool things you find on Earth and the moon, and a lot of that lore was super cool. I enjoyed it a lot. I still, the exploration needs some work, but it's still cool. Like, I'm still impressed that I can go on any planet, touch down, and experience something, because there's a lot of planets and a lot of stars. If you want to see like how much I've done in this game, here's a viewpoint of all my Steam achievements that I'm still missing. I don't want to show you the ones I got because that's probably spoilers, but here are the ones I'm missing still. This is what I didn't do, but everything else I've done. So I know that one of those achievements is for touching down on every single star system that exists, and touching down on 100 planets. I did both of those. I just wanted to see what was out there, and there's some cool things out there, okay? Like, I was impressed that there's still things to see out in this blank, randomly generated solar system. There's some cool stuff, and I'm excited to see a little bit more of the stuff I didn't really, dabble into super hard. I didn't touch down on all the planets, and I saw that there was, like, places of interest in each one of these, and maybe some of those are like little quest lines or like little dungeons that are actually handmade that I haven't experienced yet. Maybe. I thought there was gonna be a lot more change, because people were saying that while they were playing, they were either falling more in love with it or falling more out of love with it over time, and those are like tens of hours they were talking about. And I think the most noticeable change I felt while playing this game is that from me starting the game to me hitting about 20 hours, there was a big change in how I felt about everything. I started understanding what was happening and kind of picking up on the story more and understanding what I was interested in with the story or the mechanics. It kind of throws a bunch of shit at the wall in the first 20 hours, and you just kind of have to pick up the pieces or figure out what's going on or what you want to do, who you want to be. And I think that's where I've experienced the most amount of optimism change. From 20 to 60 hours, a lot of it was the same. Like, a lot of things that I had problems with became more of a problem. All the things that I enjoyed became more enjoyable. And then from 60 to 120 hours, here we are now. I have to say that, like, the things that really bother me now, and the things that I enjoyed, I still enjoy immensely, and I'm still going to be doing. So there isn't a lot of change there. Some things that I did get annoyed about with the game, and I have modded now, so it's not a problem. The airlocks, they're so effing slow. When I enter an airlock, I have to wait so long. And if I was a person on this planet doing this like multiple times a day to go in and out, to go collect things, like, it's like taking an elevator, but to go in the front door, it's just so awful. And I know that's probably true to real life, but it's just boring. Like, it's a video game, man. We can do better than this. We can have more fun than just, waiting for an airlock for 5 minutes in real time. It's boring. Okay, so 120 hours later, I have all my reviews. I've done all these things. I've communicated all this stuff. I've communicated things I didn't like and communicated stuff I did like. And I've shared it all with you guys. Here we are. You, like 30 people to watch this. You have experienced my whole ride. Do I like this game? I'm still leaning on yes. I think that my life not playing this and just speculating as to what it is or what it could be is way worse than me just playing it. I love Bethesda games. I think you do too. And I don't think that this is a misstep like everyone's trying to frame it as. I really enjoyed my time with Starfield, and I think that's where the complaints come from, and the frustration from people is that it's so close to being amazing. It's just missing has a couple missteps that don't feel good, you know? I think you should buy it and you should play it. I've said that in my 60-hour review. Do those things if you buy the game, so do it. My 20-hour review, buy the game. Just do it. But I think you should. Just do it for yourself. You might not like love it like you do Fallout or Elder Scrolls, but you'll find something there that you're enjoying. And I don't know when the next Fallout or Elder Scrolls is coming out, unless you want to play 76. Like, I don't know. I don't want to do that. So I'm happy with Starfield, and I'm happy it's getting DLC. I really like Starfield. Play it. Do your thing. I conclude this. It's good shit. Wiggins, why have you not bought Starfield yet, you nerd? Come on, you freaking nerd. Okay, let's talk spoilers. I want to talk spoilers. It's time. You saw this coming. I warned you. I could talk spoilers, and here it is. This is your warning. I'm talking spoilers right now, so get out, nerd. It's spoiler time. Spoiler boys, get in here. It's time to talk about things I shouldn't be talking about. The forbidden things. I married Sarah Morgan in game. And I thought it was going to be, like, kind of cool because you, like, assemble, like, a marriage or whatever. I haven't done the other marriages. You can marry several people. But, like, I was kind of disappointed that it was this cheesy resort. And, like, it was just me and her mom. And her. Sorry, I didn't get married to Sarah's mom. I married Sarah. It was kind of like a lame wedding. And I was kind of skipping through dialogue because it was boring and stupid. But it was cool to see the companion change and be more loving and caring with her responses. That was super cool. I really liked that. The ending of the game where I had built this relationship up with Sarah, and I had built it up with these other people around me, these Constellation members, and knowing that they were all going to forget who I was in this new place I'm going to, this new universe, was terrifying. I was so scared to lose all these people I made connections with and all this progress I made. My beautiful ship, my C-class ship, it was so nice. And it doesn't exist anymore. And I did that. And there was so much dread. Like talking to myself in the... this is so hard to explain. Talking to myself in the parallel universe, talking to my own character, I guess. And him warning me that, like, hey, if you move forward, you're losing everything, buddy. That was scary. And I had so much dread. I walked out of there. I was like, I can't do this. And then all my companions are like, it's time to go. You can leave us now. Well, good for you, but I didn't want to. Like, so when I finally did, I think you turn into a Starborn, you wake up, whoop-de-freaking-do. When you do that, it feels so hollow now, and the game feels hollow. You lost all those connections with those people, and it hurts. Like, seeing Sarah not remember who I was and not remember our marriage, but I can still make jabs at it, like, pain. And then to give the option to, like, skip the main story, I'm glad. It's cool you can do that. I'm glad they did. But, like, it doesn't feel the same. I'm rushing around and using the fast travel system more than I ever have and more frequently because I'm running in, grabbing artifacts, getting out, you know? And I've seen some of the cool things that happen with Constellation. I'm not going to spoil it, but that is the reason you do need New Game Plus, story-wise, the lore-wise. And they're cool. There's some really cool encounters there. I really like that. Good job, Bethesda. But I don't want to have to rush through this New Game Plus mode in such a wild way to power up in such a cumbersome and boring way. I guess this is the other mod I was thinking could be made that'd be useful is when you do these powers, you get these, I don't know, artifact powers. You have to collect these little orbs that float around, and you have to do that so many times. Like, guaranteed, you have to do it like 20 times each playthrough. Each time you reset the timeline and go back to a new universe or whatever, you have to do that 20 times, which means that you're picking up 5 orbs 20 times. It's so many orbs, and it's so boring. I don't like doing it. So if someone modded that where you walk into the temple, you walk through the ring, boom, done, I would love you. You should do that so I don't have to float around and collect these dumb orbs over and over again and have Sarah Morgan be like, I'm so impressed by this power. Wow. I would like to do a new universe where I romance Andreja because she seems cool, and everyone keeps hyping her up because I keep hearing that other YouTubers are like committing to her. So it'd be cool to see what she has to offer story wise, but I haven't done that yet. So, maybe one day we'll see. I don't know. The Crimson Fleet part of the game, that shit was so good. You join the Crimson Fleet undercover with like the UAC system defense or whatever. It is the best storyline I've had in a while, where it really gives you the option to be terrible. And Bethesda doesn't often do that, but they gave you the option to be terrible and side with the Crimson Fleet and do dastardly things. I really enjoyed the tension that was there because I didn't want to be a dastardly little guy, but I had the option to, and that's always cool. It's always cool to be able to make terrible choices and not do that. It makes you feel better about the choices you do make, especially when the benefits are so high. Like they were hunting after like millions of credits, like hundreds of millions, maybe billions, which is so much money. Think about all the things you could do. You could build like 20 C-class ships in one go. You just buy them all. Boom, boom, boom. Mine. But the other option is to be good and give all that money away and just get paid a measly little salary for doing that. And I don't know. I chose to be a good guy, but it was a hard call, okay? Like, not giving away all those credits was really hard. When you go to New Atlantis for the first time and you buy property, you become like a citizen, I guess. You get handed the shittiest apartment. It's like in the well. It's way back in the back corner. It's hard to get to. And it felt like such a slap in the face, and it's like such a good way. Like, I think I just had this grand vision, and they communicate this whole city has like a grand vision of like success and prosperity or whatever. But the truth is that most of their citizens live under the city, underground in the well. And the well is gross and nasty and has a lot of issues. So for them to hand you that as your first like successful mission reward, like, we're gonna make you a citizen, and then you get to live in this shit place. It was kind of nice to be reminded, like, to be humbled. I'm not the most important person in this universe. I mean, I am now, but I wasn't when I was playing through the game, and that felt cool. There is a planet with all these historical figures, but like clones of them. And that quest was strange. It was super weird, and I liked it a lot. I like running into random things like that. I miss Bethesda having like random NPCs running up to you and saying whack shit while you're exploring and expecting to go somewhere else, and you stumble on this magical little quest. It felt like that. It was so cool to just stumble on something random and quirky and strange, and I helped those people, and I took time to do it, and I'm glad I did. The Neon quest line gave me a lot of anxiety, like all of them, because they're so on the edge of being morally okay. I did some really questionable things in Neon that I don't think my character would have dabbled in, but I forced him to because I just wanted to see what each quest line had in stores. And there's one called Ryujin Industries, and those guys have a really cool quest line. I like it a lot, but it's just so out there, and you don't really have the option to make certain choices that I think my character should have made. Like, there's one part that's a great example where you get like an implant in your head, but you have the option to have it, right? Like, you're talking about it. They're like, we want to put an implant in your head so you have better powers. You're never really given the option to not take the implant. You're just forced to if you want to continue the quest. So I did that, but it didn't feel good. I don't like sticking metal in my head in real life, so I don't think my character would. So I tried not to, and wasn't given the choice unless I wanted to just bail on the quest line. But screw that. I want to see what happens in the quest line. There's like espionage and conspiracy happening, and like for me to just not find out what happens there, like, why would I do that? That doesn't make any sense. Ugh. The Starborn stuff where you meet like your friends from a different universe was just magical. I had a big old dumb grin on my face the whole way through the ending of the game. I enjoyed it a lot, and all of it was amazing, and I'm sad that I can't relive that anytime soon because the end game's over. There's one part where one of your companions, or one of the optional companions that you choose, dies. you can save one or the other, but you can't save both. And that was tragic. Like, it was hard to figure out who to save. I had to think about it for a sec. Obviously, I saved my girl Sarah. Love you, Sarah. In that one universe, you're gone now. It's okay. I've moved on. And seeing the results of that and having one of my companions killed was a lot. And to see them come back as a Starborn was so cool. It just opens up this world of possibilities that I'm shocked about and captivated by. The ending was captivating, and I hope you experience it. And I hope you are experiencing it, because I'm telling you, spoilers, man. Like, why are you watching the end of the game and a guy talking on YouTube for like 30 people before you played this magical game, you nerd? Okay, anyways, yeah, I really like Starfield, and these are some of the spoilers I decided to communicate with you. I rammed it all in at the end. Surprise attack, spoiler attack, get wrecked. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Don't start New Game Plus unless you're really ready to lose everything that you've done. I guess I'll catch you later. I'm gonna go work on something else now. Okay, bye.